What's up, fight fans? It's your man 3K the Boss, aka Mr. Two Hands Up. You know what it is. All right, man. So I just watched Anthony Joshua's YouTube page just a second ago, and he just wanted to expand on his loss and what had happened that night. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna just go there and break down a couple of the things that he was said, and I'm gonna just give you my opinion on all of that. So let's go. Okay, so Anthony Joshua said, contrary to what everybody was saying, no, he did not have no panic attack in the locker room and stuff like that. He said, you guys know him. That's just not who he is. He said he trained in Sheffield, England for about 7 weeks, came over to New York, did his press tour, then came down to Miami. He only ate out once, and he had an in-house chef cooking food, so he didn't have any contaminated foods or anything like that. So all in all, he said he felt good and he was in good health. He said Andy Ruiz, he takes nothing away from him, nor does he make any excuses. He said Andy Ruiz came out, he put on, he fought, and he won. Speaking on the contractual obligations in this situation, they threw in a rematch clause and they threw in venue and date. So they have control of that due to their rematch clause. So, Anthony Joshua said he would be perfectly cool if the fight happened in New York again, because he said, man, just the magnitude of the event, the atmosphere and everything, the undercard, all in all, everything that happened. He said, man, it was an amazing night. It was a wonderful experience. He said, even in the loss, he said, it just still was an amazing event. So he said he isn't sure if he's going to do it in New York or do it in England. But me personally, I would take it over in England because, I would just want that extra level of comfort, even though I think that, you should get it back in America. Because as I've stated, in a few comments, I feel as though the 20,000 in Madison Square Garden was more intimidating than 90K or 80K in Wembley or something like that, due to the fact that you've never had to perform here, and just, the legacy of it all, and just the historic value that Madison Square Garden holds. So, the fact that he is cool with doing it in Madison Square Garden, that's a great thing, because, if you lose in front of those fans, it's natural that you want to get it back in front of those fans. So psychologically, that's all that I can convey from what I believe that he was saying hypothetically through that. He also made a statement that he said, never let success go to your head. And what did he say? He said, never let success go to your head. Something, I forgot what he said, but anyway, basically he was just saying, keep your head down, stay focused, you know what I'm saying, and do well with the loss and move forward from it. So he said he's not hanging his head low at all. He said he's had time to think about it, and he's actually still in New York right now. So that just confirms that he wrapped up everything with the rematch clause. And he spoke on the belt saying that Andy Ruiz does not have a choice. He has to take the rematch clause. So Andy Ruiz speaking, saying that he's the champion, he holds all the cards now. Him being in this position, I really don't think he understands how this thing works. So if Andy doesn't defend it in November, December, the belts go in the air, and he's going to have to vacate, and somebody else is going to have to defend them. But I'm sure he will come back and do the rematch. So there will be Andy Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua 2. It should be in MSG, or it will be over probably at Wembley or the O2. So you guys get ready. So, let's reserve all our opinions, and we can go back to analysis and talk about, what's going to take place in this upcoming match. And we still have boxing to be excited about. And another thing, Deontay Wilder is saying all of the things he's saying because truly, Anthony Joshua's loss only just builds the magnitude on how big of a star Anthony Joshua is, because, that takes all of the light off of his upcoming bout with Luis Ortiz, and it puts all of the focus on Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz, considering Ruiz is bigger than Deontay Wilder right now, and Anthony Joshua losing happens to be more bigger talk than them winning, because you can't have that three-headed monster conversation, and you have to talk about Anthony Joshua coming back and getting the win and how big that is. So it just steals the thunder from Deontay Wilder. So he knows that. So he's just trying to piggyback his profile and hopefully promote his fight off of that, but it's not going to happen. Well, that's all I got for you today. Man, it's good to hear Anthony Joshua coming out and speaking after all of that. And as always, it costs you nothing to pay a nigga no mind. And as always, respect though. Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz 2, and Deontay Wilder. Light is just getting a little bit dimmer. He's extra salty. This is 3K the Boss, aka Mr. Two Hands Up. You know what it is. Respect.